Love.
Shalom, Akim.
Whoa.
Through the spirit, y'all here once again. We want to say all praise goes to Yahweh.
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Akakudash.
The one saying possible, the Osgood Millstone. Salutations to Akon Things push this word in sincerity and honesty. Now, you know, all right, according to the prophecies, we almost at the end of this thing. All right, now we at the end, okay, but this thing, meaning this kingdom, is on its way out. What's that? Second Ezra, 69, still on. Then speaks about measured times. Right. You know.
Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before.
That's right. Now measure the time diligently in itself, and when y'all see part of the signs past, and one of the signs that we're measuring is the prophecies. Okay? And we see the prophecies coming to pass. But now the main last prophecies will be what? Those World War III, right? And also the Quran, okay, the mark, okay, the MOT to the business, you know, we speak like that because they'll take the video down and saying certain things, you know.
And it says, verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right, the highest shall begin to visit the world which he made. Okay, and the Lord is doing that. You know, the world's made by the Most High, and His Son Yahweh Shai along with the angels. All right, now that's not a big bang. It didn't just happen. But that's the wickedness of Esau. They'll tell you this thing was just it came out of nowhere. All right, read that part again.
It says, then shall thou understand that it is the very same time.
Yeah, you're going to understand. Who's going to understand? The elect is going to understand. Because the elect is watching. 2/3 of our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, they're not watching for this thing to happen. They're not watching the prophecies. All right? They live their life like it's just Mother Nature, you know, just the flow of things. You put in what you get out. All right? Good vibes. We're in a time of war, death, and destruction. Right?
And it says, then shall thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
Earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Okay, now earthquakes been going on. Remember the big one in Haiti? All right, you had there's earthquake in Mexico. Okay, you name it, man. There's earthquakes all over the earth going on. Shit, there was a small tremor in the Bronx, New York. Not recently, maybe.
Oh
yeah. But hey, that's prophecy.
Hell yeah.
Okay, saying diverse places. Okay, so guess what, man? We approaching the times, man. The prophecies coming to pass. Uproars of the people. You know, hey, let me start there. And remember when the pandemic first happened, people was fighting because they couldn't go to work. They couldn't pay their bills. You know, you got the uproars in Russia over the draft. Okay, but those things gotta happen because that's the times we're in, and there's be more uproars and more drafts and more earthquakes until this place is finally destroyed. The main earthquake is gonna be caused by those thermonuclear missiles.
It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end.
So how do you understand the Lord? How did the Lord speak these things? Through His men. All right, through His prophets. Anytime you had a kingdom, even back in the ancient time, you had kingdoms. Guess what? You had the Lord's men out there prophesying the downfall of that kingdom. All right, even when Israel was going off, we had men at those times prophesying that Israel wasn't going to captivity. All right, now those same men are back here today, prophesied in what? That Israel's going to come out of captivity. Okay? The nations are going to go into captivity. And this kingdom is going to be destroyed.
Yes, sir.
Right?
This is Proverbs. This is Jeremiah 28 and verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms.
That's right, man. That's what prophets do. They prophesied against many countries and great kingdoms. Okay? So why the hell would a prophet come in today's time and prophesy something totally different? Okay? We're not going to tell you America is going to prosper. We're not going to tell you that the Lord blessed America. Right? We're not coming that God bless American spirit. If we did, we'd be false prophets. Okay? You find that in your churches. You find that on your TV. Watching Creflo Dollar and those guys. You got certain men amongst Israel that'll tell you that the Lord bless America. That's a damn lie, man. And actually, for those kind of words, you put to death. Okay, because you're not warning the people. Right?
It says, prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Of war, of evil, and pestilence. All right? And these things are coming upon America and the whole world. You know, wars. We're in the midst of World War III. You know, they're now they're starting to say the word now. You watch some news, they might say, oh, you're on the brink of World War III. No, we're in World War III right now.
That's right.
Okay? Then you might watch some alternative media and they'll say it. Okay? I call it the W word, man. Because nobody wants to say it.
Right.
But we in World War III, man. Okay? The time of living life to the fullest, living your life like it's your last. You got one life to live, YOLO. All right? Those times are over, man. We done told you out here on the highways and byways through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, starting our apostles and our elders, that this place is going to be destroyed to get right with the Lord. We told you were Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. We told you all these things so that when disaster does happen, when the Lord finally makes his visit, you have no excuse. You got to deal with the choices you made. You got to deal with that judgment.
This is on AP News. Biden Armageddon talk edges beyond bounds of U.S. intel. It says President Joe Biden warning that the world is at risk of nuclear Armageddon was designed to send an unvarnished message that no one should underestimate the extraordinary danger if Russia deploys a tactical nuclear weapon in its war against Ukraine.
That's right. That's those wars and rumors of wars, man. If Russia deploys a tactical nuclear missile, man. All right, because you got some things like pocket nukes, where the explosion it'll be disastrous, but it wouldn't be so big to where you destroy other countries around that area. All right, but if they do that, then they have to do a retaliation, and that's going to start that World War II. Okay, that's going to start those bombs go off, man. All right, what's that going on? All right, what's them guys calling them? Israelites? I'm an Israelite. All right. Okay. Look, the truth say, seek me while I'm there. Right?
Back in the second essence.
Give me a little more of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man, because
This is back at Jeremiah 28 and verse. You can go to verse 9.
Yeah.
All right. Verse 9. It reads, the prophet which prophesied of peace, and when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord hath truly sent him.
Yeah, that's right. You gonna know the Lord truly sent you, but it's gonna be too late. All right, so you gotta understand, we really upgrade over faith. All right, we didn't see Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay, but we believe that this is his word. Okay? So we operate off of faith. We're not going to wait. All right? We're not going to wait till shit happens and be like, oh, yeah, them guys, they right. I'm going with them. All right? Now, if you do that, if the prophet prophesies of, peace, and peace actually happens, then they be right. They'll be a prophet. But that's not the case, man. Nope. Okay? Right now, the Lord is prophesying of death, destruction, all right, extraordinary dangers, and what Biden is saying, what they said on the news. We're not surprised because it lines up with prophecy. That's right. We believe through faith. Okay? Now, when this happens, we're going to be relieved. That's right. Because it's like, damn, man, how much longer are we going to be in this hell? How much longer will we be in captivity? But now we see this thing is coming, the words is coming out. The word is walking, it's talking.
That's right.
Okay? So now we out here in the houses and bowers, it's even easier. All right? It's even easier to bring this word out. Because nobody gonna talk shit no more. That was on that, right?
This is, back in 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 5, it says, "For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs."
Okay, so I can read one more time.
2nd Ezra 9 and 6, it says, "Even so the times also of the highest."
Go back up.
2nd Ezra 9 and 5, "For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end."
Everything that's made in the world has a beginning and an end. Okay, you make something, then over time it starts to decay. Human beings, buildings, cars, right?
"And the end is manifest. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs."
And that's Esau, man. This is kingdom. He had a beginning, all right, and now we're at the end of it, man, and it's being manifested, all right. And how we know it's being manifested? Why? Because these nations start to rise up against this man, and that's prophecy. That's right. It's prophecy to get to manifest, and we know prophecies go on. One kingdom has to go down, and the Lord kingdom has to come up.
Hey, we that sign.
Yep.
We the sign.
Yep.
The prophets being out here on the highways and byways, right? Us, like the brother said, the manifestation, walking and talking. We are the signs of the Lord, walking and talking, man. We are here to show you that this world and this kingdom and this rulership is at its end. When you see us, just know this is your end coming. Because that's what the Lord do before he brings judgment, before he brings his catastrophes and his pains and his sorrows and woes. He sends his preachers, he sends his prophets. You got it.
This is Isaiah 8 and 18. "Behold, I and the children whom the Lord hath given me are for signs and for wonders in Israel, from the Lord of hosts which dwelleth in Mount Zion." Like you said, we're that sign of his kingdom that is going down. Yahushua told us, the different things that would happen in the latter days, such as wars and rumors of wars, famines, pestilences, signs in the heavens. And that's what we see happening. And we're declaring it unto the world as a sign to let them know that these things are about to take place. Man. This kingdom is getting taken down, and Yahushua is about to come.
This is Job 14 and verse 5. "Seeing his days are determined." One kingdom gotta go down.
Bring it out.
This is Job 14 and verse 5. "Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee." Yeah, his days are determined. Whose days? The so-called white man. Esau, Edom, all right? Like the other brother was going to earlier, one kingdom got to go down in order for another kingdom to go up, all right? Which is the kingdom of Israel, all right? You so-called Black Latinos and Native Americans, It says, "Seeing his days are determined, the number of months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass." So it's a certain time period in the future where this man is going to be put down, all right? And he can't go past that. You know, he's in rulership right now, obviously, but his kingdom is going down. And it's going to be that one day when the Lord is going to completely, the destruction of America.
That's right.
You know? That 1 hour, that's the end of this man's kingdom. You know?
That's right.
That was what you said was right, man. You know, and that's gonna be a near future.
Yeah.
Esau wants to prolong
Yeah.
this, but that was not his lesson, man.
That's right.
You know, that wasn't for you, man. That's for Israel. You got it, bro.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 7. Pride is hateful before Yahweh and men, and by both doth one commit iniquity.
What's that?
Break it down.
Sirach chapter 10, verse 7. Pride is hateful before Yahweh and man, and both doth one commit iniquity. So yeah, here it is. Esau got the pride, thinking that his kingdom's gonna rule forever, and that's the Lord hates that. You know, the Lord, there's I forgot how the scripture goes. The Lord hates pride and I think is it arrogance.
6 things do the Lord hate.
Yeah, 6 things that the Lord hates. So
Proud look.
So, you know, a proud look, a haughty look. You know, Esau is looking pretty prideful right now because if you ride through the city and ride through Brooklyn, what is he doing? All he's doing is building up his kingdom still. You know what I'm saying? He's showing that, I'm still in rulership. I got this.
Right.
He's building space stations. He's building underground bunkers. And at the same time, him building underground bunkers, right? He knows that prophecy is coming to pass. But at the same time, he's trying to upset prophecy. But at the same time, it's fulfilling prophecy, trying to upset prophecy.
Right.
So, how does scripture go? If you can't do nothing against the word, like for the word, for the truth.
Yeah.
In roughly phrasing, it's kind of slipping my mind right now.
Nah, that's right. You can't do nothing against the truth but for it.
That's the water, brother. The water, elder. So, you know, and both doth one commit iniquity. You know, even though the law, statutes, commandments were only given to the house of Israel, but Esau finds some type of way to show his home. You know, he's trying to have the children of Israel go off by having us walking on concrete, mixed fabrics, even just the small little things that adds up. You know, sin upon sin. That's what iniquity is, right? Because verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries and riches got by deceit, because that's what Esau does. He's a subtle beast. He's with the trickery. He's with the crafty. He's with the craftiness. That's why he has these. You can say CIA.
Yeah.
You know, that's why he has these different agencies to intelligence gathering. You know. And matter of fact, let's go back in history with the Dark Ages. How did he creep his way into the real royal family, which was so-called black people? By deceit. By Esau knew if he married into the families on a small scale, he'll be able to infiltrate and overtake the dark-skinned race, the dark-skinned people, which were Israelites. The kingdom is translated from one people to another, and that's what's about to happen. This queendom that you see before your eyes, this great whore that sitteth on many waters, this queendom is about to get translated over to the real rulers of this earth, which is the meek, which is Israel, and it's gonna be a kingdom because Esau is all about homosexuality. Esau is all about doing the opposite of the scriptures. If you go into the book of Talmud, everything in the Talmud is against the scriptures. It's the opposite, Salaki.
This is the book of Job. This is the book of Job, chapter 5, verse 12. He disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. You know, so that's exactly what the Lord is doing, man. He's going to disappoint, the devices of the crafty. Who's the crafty? All right, the so-called white man, Esau. All right, so he will perform his enterprise. And what is his enterprise? The New World Order, man, that he's trying to establish. All right, but ultimately being what? Leading to the Alpha Nietzsche, man, which we know through the spirit is the MOTB, man. All right, he wants to microchip, the whole world. He wants to
everyone to basically be subjected to him. Really, the Israelites, you know. So the Lord is going to disappoint the devices of the crafty, man. All right, we've seen that, man. He's not going to be able to establish his enterprise fully, man. You know, that's why the scriptures talk about in I think Job, the 20th chapter, that when his belly's about to be full.
Get that later.
You know, we can get that later through the spirit, you know. But you know, that's exactly what's going to happen, man. Because right now, you know, he's powerful, like the brother was going to earlier, man. He thinks that his rulership is going to, you know, last forever, man. You know, that's what he thinks in his inward part. You know, but that's all gonna, you know, be cut short, man. You know, and he knows that his time is short, man. That's why he's coming upon the people with great wrath, man. You know.
So Psalms chapter 49, verse 11. The inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
See, that's the pride of Esau, man. Like you've been going through with the precept through the spirit. He thinking so much he just know it. In his mind, he just know his king's going forever. He got it all figured out. All right, that's why I should say deceive and the deceiver are his. All right, because Esau got it all figured out. I'm going to bunker when the missiles drop. I'm going out of space, and I'm gonna carry your only elect through with me, and we will come back down. We're gonna finish the earth. We'll do show over again. Got it all figured out, man. I'll put this chip in you. All right, I'll put this rice grain in you. All right, and I'm gonna know exactly where you're going. And if you don't do what I say, I'm turn off your rice grain, and you will buy your or sell. You know, so he just know that he's gonna be in rulership, man. That's why it's gonna be so beautiful to see his look on his face, man. Yeah. When you see the clouds crack, you see a dark-skinned man with woolly hair. That's angry, man. With a sword, and you see them chariots at close range. All right, not sipping by and leaving, just chilling there. Right. Like, you know. Got it, bro.
This is Psalms 49:11. The inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations.
Right, and that's what they believe in, man. That new world order, okay. Like you see in the movies, when the earth is pretty much like polluted, and you might have them living in the skies, you know, or in some other area you're not able to get to. You know, that's what they believe in how the kingdom is gonna be. Bro, you see the robots. Okay, at one point you watch the Jeffersons, they had robots. You watch Dexter Laboratory, and they had robots, and you would never believe that those actually have robots. iRobot. But now it's become a normal thing to see robots running around. You know, you go to the store, it's a robot designed to clean the floors. Yeah. You know, and that's a light thing, that's gradualism. All right? So you give robots legs, I'm buying their own. All right? So Esau believes his kingdoms are really going to carry on forever. Right?
It says they called their lands after their own names.
They call their lands after their own names. Right? And then when they take over lands, that's what they do. You know, and this is just letting you know who the wicked is, man. Okay? Because what's on the stack from Africa is named after a Roman general. Africa, they're Lucius Africanus, man. I believe he battled man, he lost the eye, and Hannibal. Right, he battled Hannibal Barca. Hannibal Barca was a Jake, right? But you know, the spirit had to be Hannibal lost that fight because it wasn't that time for Jake to be in power. That was time for Rose to be in power. So then that's how Africa got the name over that after that Roman general. All right. Yeah, America. Best. You know, right? But that's it. Huh? Right? Okay. All right. Well, no person can look it up, man. You know, but that's good information still. You know.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yeah, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man.
He transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man. That wine's going into democracy, all right, their philosophies. They go out to the ends of the world, pushing their wicked vibration on the whole world. All right, now the women are out of order. Okay, the The men are out of order. All right, you got this thing, this Homo sapien thing. Okay, it's spreading like a plague. All right, and who started that whole thing? Who pushed it at this level? Okay, Esau did. You know. Now you would never hear about this thing like you would have certain people that's messed up in the mind. They ain't playing with a full deck, so they like other men and women like other women. But it'll be taboo. You know, they'd be in the closet. Now everybody's coming out. I remember when John Lemon came out. I always knew John Lemon wasn't playing with a full deck, man. I already knew John Lemon wasn't right. But then it came out, oh yeah, I'm you know, I like other men. You know, and then there's been a domino effect of that thing to the point where the world is just begging to be destroyed. Okay?
He's a proud man. Neither keep it at home.
You need to keep it at home. Okay? Because he goes around the world, all right, taking over, spreading his democracy, you know, taking over the minerals in the world by way of his force, by way of the military, all right?
Who enlarges his desire as hell.
Right, the simple white man Esau enlarged his desire as hell because wherever he goes, he brings death. All right, he brings destruction. All right, ask these other nations, man. Ask shit, Maybags, all these different, you know, wherever there was war at. You know, ask them about America, and they'll go on the media and lie about it.
Look at what was his name? Oppenheimer. No, the dude that created the bombs. After he dropped the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, he said, "I'm going to definitely destroy the world." You know, because that's Esau's nature, man. Wherever he goes, that follows. You know?
That's why people say that they fall into their own pit, their own devices. Being those nukes they created them nukes, but now the nukes will be shot on you.
And is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations.
Right, cannot be satisfied. Right, can't be satisfied, man. It's never be enough. All right? Let's not forget, Esau, you was given a blessing. All right? You didn't get the main blessing. Okay? That's how the Lord had it work out. You gotta take it up with Yahweh Shah. But you was given a blessing, man. Why can't you be satisfied with that? Don't you know these different nations, they satisfied with their blessing? Yeah. Okay? But here it is, you want everything. That's how we know who the wicked is, man.
You always want more.
Yep.
You can never have enough. That's why it says as death cannot be satisfied. Now, the grave is never like this. Every day, there's a person dying. So just like death cannot be satisfied, so is a person dying. That's the same way how Esau is with control. Like Esau have control of the whole planet Earth, but that's not enough. He controls the money system. That's not enough. That the whole world to see, that's not enough. He want to be on the status of the Most High. So he always looking for new standards. And even though he have it all. And keepeth unto him all people.
Right, and he goes to him all people. That's why America is doing that great melting pot. The whole nation is coming around. You know, but that's Esau trying to be God, man. Right. Trying to be that guy. So all the nations gotta worship him and his wicked image. It's like he put himself as one you call God, so-called God in Jesus Christ. All right, that's a goddamn lie.
This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him.
Right, and when you hear red, you gotta think Esau. Okay? Because he was red. Alright? When you go back to his birth, he came out red like a healthy garment. Okay, he wasn't here at the time, but those garments were all dyed red. Because he had no pigment go through his skin. Why you call them rednecks? Right?
You read it again. This is Revelation
And
chapter.
now, yeah, it's like, yeah.
This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red.
And that horse represents power, man. All right, the power. He didn't take power. Don't get it twisted, but power was given unto him. All right, the Lord gave him power for a short period of time. All right.
And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword.
Right, that they should kill one another. All right, which what we have now, the two superpowers is Russia and America. Okay, and they're both Edomite kingdoms. Okay, and they're going to kill one another. And not to mention what they've been doing, they're killing people. They've been killing, first of all, the so-called Negroes. That's the Americans, man. Right, and that sword, was that a great sword? Yeah, right. That sword is going into the power, man. The sword was their blessing. Always the guns, the military, the nuclear missiles, right? Seas warfare, you know.
Matthew chapter 12, verse 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself.
If Satan cast out Satan, he's divided against himself. Now, Satan, the word Satan means deceiver, all right, slanderer, liar, all right. Basically, Satan is talking about the so-called white man, not an actual guy with a pitchfork, all right, that's living on the ground. Okay, that goes back to Christianity, man. That's not the truth, though. The truth is, when it says Satan right here, it's talking about the so-called white man and how he divided against himself. Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, you have America, you have Russia, you know, even the elites, man. Even they are war with themselves. All right, so how could they stand? It's impossible. This place is gonna topple over. Right?
Yeah, because if Esau, right, just gathered together and ruled as the Edomites, who could fuck with them? Right. If Russia, America, EU, they all NATO, all of them just gathered together, it's like we rule the world now. Nobody can fucking stop them. But they divided against each other. And this is why their kingdom is falling. Because they can't stand with each other. It's all prophecy at the end of the day, but you know what I mean. Edomites are against Edomites. They can't even rule with each other.
How shall then his kingdom stand?
Yeah, how should his kingdom stand? Right.
So Ezekiel chapter 38, I'm going to start at 19. It says, for in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel, so that the fishes of the sea and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the field and all creeping things that creep upon the earth and all men that are upon the face of the earth shall shake in my presence, and the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. And I will pour for a sword against him. All right, this is Ezekiel 38 and 19. It says, for in my jealousy and in the fire of my wrath have I spoken. Surely in that day there shall be a great shaking in the land of Israel. Now this chapter is going into World War III. Now the Heavenly Father is describing the destruction of Israel, because you have those rodents up in our land that's polluting our land. So the Heavenly Father is going to destroy them, cleanse the land before we can move in it. And it says, so that the fishes of the sea and the fowls of the heaven and the beasts of the field and all creeping things that creep upon the earth and all men that are upon the face of the earth shall shake at my presence, and the mountains shall be thrown down, and the steep places shall fall, and every wall shall fall to the ground. So everything is going to collapse in that day, man. There's not going to be a building standing, no wall standing. Every structure is going to be thrown down, man.
That reminded me when you and all that. When there's like a tsunami, All right, the water comes from out of place and over the cities. You end up with the sharks on the ground. You know what I mean? All these animals out of place, man. You know, when the water recedes, the animals is there shaking. You know?
It says, verse 21, this is the point. And I will call for a sword against him throughout all my mountains, said the Lord. Every man's sword shall be against his brother.
So even though the Russians and the Americans and the Germans and all these Europeans, even though they're brothers, they're gonna shoot missiles at each other, man. The scriptures tell you in I believe Revelation the 17th chapter, it says how the beast is gonna hate the whore and burn her flesh with fire, man. That's going into Esau's brethren, man. Esau's kingsman, man. Like the elder brother mentioned earlier, you know, here this Esau has the technology. He created this technology, but he's gonna use it to destroy himself, man. You know, that's the Most High's ultimate sense of humor, man. He gives all this power, and he's gonna let him destroy himself, man.
And it says, and I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him and upon his bands and upon the many people that are with him an overflowing rain and great hailstone, fire and brimstone.
Going into the double-year missiles coming down.
It says, thus will I magnify myself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Everybody in that day is going to reverence Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Since see that power and the fear and dread that's coming up on the earth, man. It's going to be talked about for generations to come. You know? That was it.
This is the book of Job, chapter 20. I'm going to start from verse 22. It reads, matter of fact, I'm going to start from 19. All right. This is Job chapter 20, verse 19. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away an house which he builded not.
And that's going in mainly to the land of Israel. All right, and the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans. Be the poor, man. Okay? And
this is the book of Job, chapter 20, verse 19. Because he hath oppressed and hath forsaken the poor.
Oppressed and forsaken, man. You know, we live in oppression. You can't get a break because of the way the system is designed. It's not designed for us to prosper. It's designed for us to stay on the bottom. It's designed for us to stay in a slavery mind state.
Right? Because he hath violently taken away a house which he builded not.
Yeah, violently taken away a house which he built not. How did we get here to America? All right, it wasn't by choice, to tell you that. Okay, it was by slavery, man. All right, they took us and put us into slave ships. They feed us.
The word violently.
And we're sick. We're sick. They'll throw us off the ships, man. That's why I went from Africa, where they took us from, to America. You would have the sharks would follow that trail because it was guaranteed food.
It reads, verse 20, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, he shall not save of that which he desired.
Right, you should not feel quietness in your belly. And really, since you're in rulership, man, talking about the so-called white man, of course, talking about America been going to war constantly. All right? So you're really using rulership, but you really don't feel any quietness in your belly. Not like that.
Right, too, and a statistic on that, you know, America, since it's been established as America, it says out of 225 years, out of 239 years, they've been at war. So America only really been at peace for like 15 years, 14 years.
Even then, there wasn't no peace because they were slaughtering together.
Right. It reads, verse 21, there shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits.
Right, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. All right, position of difficulty, man. Okay, because why? Because yeah, you're gonna get your Negro order. That's why I said in the fullness of your sufficiency. All right, you're gonna get what you've been trying to achieve, but only for a split second. All right. Because if you never had something, it's no gain, no loss. If you had it, then lose it, it hurts more.
Right.
So the Lord's gonna get all the pain and suffering out of you, Esau. Right?
It reads, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Right, and the word wicked in the Hebrew is Aimal, the water. And it means laborer. Water, laborer, man. You know who the laborers building the place up? Laborers mainly going into the Israelites, man. Okay, mainly the Israelites, you know, the 2/3 of the Israelites, and then even the poor. You know, because you got Esau. Esau's fucked up too. What type of ruler are you? You take care of your people. All right, here it is. You treat Edomites like slaves. Right?
It reads, verse 23, it reads, when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of the... Right, I'm going to read so 22, verse 22.
Yeah, back to the
So this is Job chapter 20, verse 22. It reads, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
That's right. Why? Because a lot of these Edomites going to be living plush lives, man. They're going to have cars, they're going to have food, all right, underground bunkers. And the poor is going to know these things. And you see that now, man. You see that in LA. You see that in Chicago. All right, somebody getting robbed in broad daylight. All right, cars getting broken into. So that spirit's going to grow. And when all hell breaks loose, man, people going to be in your house. Let that family come see what happens. All right? You hear this as a family, you got frozen steaks in the house.
Verse 23, when he's about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him.
When you about to fill his belly, all right, you about to enjoy yourself, all right, kick his feet up and indulge in his wickedness, the Lord's going to cast his fury upon you. And that's going to be by way of those nuclear missiles.
It reads, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
And shall rain it upon him while he is eating, man. That's the worst time to disturb anybody. All right, here it is. You on break, eating your sandwich. Yo, bro, I'll show you something. I get that with the screw gun. Yo, I'm eating, man. Yo, bro, that's my chair you sitting on, though. You know, the Lord's going to get you while you eating, man. So it's going to be a shame that's going to come upon this place, man. It's going to be a shame. Esau's going to be ashamed that time. Okay? And along with you 2/3 niggas, Latinos, okay, 2/3 Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You're going to be ashamed of yourselves also for trusting in Esau. Yeah.
There's no more. It reads, verse 24, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
Right, when you try to go out there, underground bunkers, try to go out there in those space shuttles, right? You're going to try to flee, okay? Or even have a plea. Make a deal, all right? Try to buy a way out. Lord, listen, you ain't stop these missiles, man. All right, not because we said it, because the Lord said it. Break the scriptures.
It reads, it is drawn and cometh out of the body.
Right, and that's going into the silos, man. Those missiles shoot out the silos. They got the underground silos. They got silos on the waters. They got silos on back of trucks. Okay? Yeah, silos in space, the water. So they're going to shoot all that, man. What do you think all this technology is about? Computers. This technology is about robots and shit, man. The main technology is going to be a demise. Those nuclear missiles. All right? Your nuclear defense system is going to fail you miserably. Okay? Because those who put his spirit on those missiles to hit their target.
It reads, yeah, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall, terrors are upon him.
Right, that glittering sword, man. Now, when those nukes are shooting, and they have the fire behind them, and the sun is hitting it, it's going to look like a glittering sword. If you look at a nuke, it's in the shape of a sword, man. Okay? So that glittering sword, if you have the eyes to see, the ears to hear, that's talking about those nuclear missiles. Right? That's that was your point. 3-7, come up. Come up. Come up after. Bring it out. Don't stop.
Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 8. And again the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened and also furnished.
Yeah, sword is sharpened, man. Going into what? The technology that the Heavenly Father gave unto the so-called white man. So it says a sword is sharpened, meaning what? This instrument of cruelty is being perfected, man. You know, it's called a nuclear arms race. You know, you got all these different nations, they're competing to get the best technology. You know, in the times of World War, there's always something called the arms race, where countries put all their funding towards their military instead of agriculture and other sectors of government. You know, that's why the scriptures, if anybody can get that, it goes into how the nations are going to beat their plowshares into swords.
Well, 3.
Verse 10. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter.
Yeah, that's right. It is furbished that it may glitter. So those missiles, they're created to actually, be shot. You know?
Damage. We have a sword. If it's dull, how much damage can you do?
Yeah.
Now, when that sword is extra sharp, it's going to get the job done. So, in other words, that missile or the missile is going to get the job done. But why was the missile created? It was created to destroy America. Because how was America founded? America was founded of violence, right? So now, this place, you have to take off in destruction, through violence. The Most High is going to meet America with violence. Got precept? Go ahead, bring precept.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war.
Yeah, prepare war, man. We're in the times of war. This is why we out here and letting you know these things that are coming to pass, man. Letting you know that World War III is at the door. There's going to be a military draft where men and women is going to get drafted, man. So prepare war, man. This is why all these different nations, they're doing military drills, man. You're not going to do drills unless you're preparing for something. You're not going to
for that great battle.
Yeah, that great battle.
Because before the missiles get shot, there's going to be a ground battle. And in that ground battle, there's going to be a lot of dead bodies.
That's right.
Because the American people think that the American military is untouchable. But the Most High going to show something different. And he's going to do it in a great way. Because we live in a time of judgment. 20 years ago wasn't a time of judgment. 40 years ago wasn't a time of judgment. We're approaching the time of judgment. But the Most High, he's going to judge the whole earth. He's going to judge the whole earth. Just like, you ever was in the bookends and, everybody just, one by one see the judge. That's how the Most High is going to do the whole planet Earth. But, it's going to be mostly America.
It reads, I'm going to read it again. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men.
Yeah, wake up the mighty men. All the different, military powers in the world. They're being awoken right now. You got China talking big talk against America. Russia, they've been talking that. And so on and so forth, man. Iran, you got North Korea, all these different nations, they're threatening America, man. Everybody's fed up with the horse bullshit, man. Go ahead.
It reads, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up.
Yeah, that's right. And that's why you have all these different nations, they have their military in the Middle East, man. You got China over there, you got what's it called? You got the Russians, you got all these different European nations that's over there, America's over there, Australia's over there. There's all these different nations that gathered there, man. It's not by coincidence, man. The Heavenly Father did choose the Middle East to be a place of turmoil by chance, man. This is the purpose of the Heavenly Father being fulfilled.
It reads, verse 10, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
Yeah, so doing brothers reading, that your swords be sharpened, man. Get your apostles and swords and putting roots into spears, man. Meaning what? Take all that funding you use towards agriculture and other sectors of the government and put it towards the military.
Going to Babylon and how much it spends on nuclear warfare. It says, just a quick Google search, how much did the U.S. spend on nuclear weapons? It says between 1940 and 1996. We in 2022. The U.S. spent at least $10 trillion in present-day terms on nuclear weapons development.
$10 trillion.
That was in 1986.
$10 trillion, man. That's just in 50 years. Now, you said 96?
Yeah, because it said between 1940 and
over
1986.
25 years later, man. How much is that, man? It's probably damn near the 50 trillion, man.
Gotta be.
Because within the past decades, they've been spending more and more money towards the military. And this is just on nuclear weapons. We're not talking about, other equipments. We're not talking about the tanks or the fighter jets, the robots they're working on, the super soldiers. They even got programs that's not even on the books, man. Money that's being spent on things that the public don't even know about, man. Years ago, the Pentagon, they were audited for like $2 trillion, man. $2 trillion just went missing. Out of thin air, $2 trillion is gone. And they never give an explanation of what happened to that money, man. So what do you think they're doing with it, man? They're spending it on different military technology that's probably kind of illegal, and spending that money towards funding other wars in other countries, man. Going to Syria, funding different oppositions, causing proxy wars. That's what this devil do, man. This devil is a deceitful person, man.
You got the what they call the Mossad.
Yeah, Israeli
intelligence, Amalek intelligence. What they said, they saying is what? Through deception, thou shalt make war.
Wow.
That's their slogan.
Yeah.
They slogan. What I said? That's their slogan.
Yeah.
Right.
What's the percentage they say? It says war is mostly based on deception.
Right. Yep.
Like even when you play chess is based on the format of war.
Yep.
You may move a piece, make it appear like you're going this way, but it's deceptive because you really have an aim to target at that. You're taking his focus off, so you can focus on one part, so you can attack the vulnerable part. But war is all about deception.
Yeah. Matter of fact, speaking of chess, right? When you go to the Pentagon, when they're making like the military plans to take over a certain land, you have the landscape. They have like different pawns on there, like on a chessboard, and they're moving like we're going to send these troops over here, go to this, go to that. That's how they are pretty much successful with their military ventures, man. Everywhere they go, they take down governments, steal their resources, enslave their people. Everybody's fed up with this devil, man. But the point is, this man technology is being sharpened. Is that up? You got 21? You got that? Yeah, go.
I got something. Ezekiel 35:2. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it.
Mount Seir being the government of Esau, the so-called white man. So we're prophesying against it. Brother read in Jeremiah 28 that the prophets prophesied against many countries and great kingdoms, man. So that's the job of the prophet. Go ahead.
And say unto it, thus saith the Lord power, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate.
So the Heavenly Father is against America, man. And the Lord said, I will stretch out my hand against thee. But what is the hand of the Heavenly Father, man? Yahweh Shah, man. Hey, man, you want to worry about World War III, man, you need to worry about Yahweh Shah, man. That's the most fearful thing you're actually going to see. The scriptures tell you that a man's heart is going to fail them for fear, man. Since Yahweh Shah, man. Yahweh Shah's coming at the climax of World War III, man. Right when the missiles get shot off is when Yahweh Shah's going to make his great appearance, man. So it says, I will make thee most desolate. So all of America is going to be wasted, man. Just like the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them, all of America will be wasted. That's why the scriptures say it's going to be a lot of confusion, man. You're not going to know where New York is. You're not going to know where the Bronx is or Times Square. All that shit is going to be done away with, man.
Prophets got sick when they saw the vision of what the hell was about to happen.
Yeah, right.
They got sick, Hey, dealing with all type of mental shit. You know, just from seeing the great destruction that's about to happen. And you said something when the Lord come back, they're going to be trembling in fear. When the angel before appeared before a servant of the Lord, he passed out. He lost, you know, he just passed out. I see an angel. Imagine when they come, you know, and the multitudes and multitudes of them. Can't even count.
They call anxiety, you know, because they didn't know if it was going to be their time or what's going to happen when they be there, if they're going to be, the Most High going to have mercy on them. Because when they seen the events, which is the prophecy, it was so, you know, vivid in the dream. So they was feared. They was fearful of what was going to take place. A lot of it they didn't understand, but that's what brought more fear. Not understanding what these visions mean. Is it going to happen at my time, or is it for the time to come? You know, but you know, they'll have these visions. It was almost like they was there.
I got proof up
Yeah.
here. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 17. It reads, "Woe is me, who would deliver me in those days?"
Now, this is Esdras. He's speaking because he received the visions of of the events that's gonna take place in these times pending to come, and he says, "Woe is me," meaning destruction to me. What am I going to do in these times?
Right.
So he was thinking of himself at that time. Is the Most High God have mercy on me if I'm partaking in the destruction? So he panicked.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'll show you real quick. I'll show you that reincarnation was a common thing. Like he knew about it. Because he knew that he was going to come back and deal with that.
It reads, verse 18, "The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come?"
He's seen all that.
Yeah.
He's seen that, vividly seen it.
You see the
Felt
famine.
it. You know? Seeing people starve to death. You know? Dead bodies not buried.
Families switching on each other. You see all types of it. People getting robbed, a lot of looting. You know, people in desperate, circumstances. So they react off desperate circumstances, desperate things. Yeah.
You know how it is when you get a nightmare and you wake up like, oh shit. That's how it was with these visions, man.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, the hell? Was that real? You know, shit scared the shit out of me.
You gotta sit in the bed for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Just like the VR, the virtual reality goggles.
Oh yeah.
Like they're so vivid that a lot of people die sometimes. They catch heart attacks when they start panicking. Because it's so real because their mind gets tricked into thinking it's real.
Yeah.
But the prophets were actually the Lord, like put them in like a trance, like and it was actually there. Like it was like they was transported to another dimension.
Yeah.
It was in detail.
You had dreams. A lot of times there'll be details, but then you got these visions. It be details, and then Pastor Hall would say you may go to the bathroom, wake up from the dream, and then you go back to bed. They'll pick up from where it left off. So it has to be, a vision.
Yeah. It reads, verse 19, "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment."
Yeah, so these plagues are sent as scourges for amendment. And the scourges are a correction. An amendment is going to change. So the Lord is bringing these things for you to correct your ways, for you to change your ways, man. But it says what?
It says, "But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges."
Yeah, they're not mindful of the scourges, man. They're not considering that these things are taking place around the world because the Heavenly Father is angry at this place, man.
Right.
Here it is, 2020 started with a bang, man. It got everybody shook. That's when everybody want to be spiritual. They want to get into the scriptures.
Yeah.
And as time went on, man, you see the society just done decayed. And everybody done fell back asleep, man. And this thing just got worse and worse and worse. Now they're actually in the process of legalizing pedophilia, man. But we're the crazy ones. We're the hateful ones, man. For speaking against that, man. So it says, for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, man. You know, they're only going to get worse and worse, man. The scriptures tell you that, and it was talking about Israel, it says how you're going to work more and more.
Right.
So that applies to the world too, man. Even though the Heavenly Father's bringing all these plagues upon the world and striking the world for them to correct their ways, these people just get worse and worse, man.
Yeah.
You know, they become more and more degenerates, man.
Yeah.
You know? Go ahead.
It reads, verse 22, I mean, Salakia, verse 21, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case.
Yeah, because you know, we're in the holiday season now. You know, so for holidays, you know, everything is gonna be on sale. You know, Black Friday, Halloween, next Thanksgiving, you know, Christmas, you know. So people think they're in a good case, man. It's that holiday spirit.
And that's not always a good thing. You go to a store, it says 80% off, final sale. That's usually a sign of a business going out of business or falling.
Yep.
So a lot of times you'll see them sales because they're trying to get off whatever you have there. So you might get something for the low. But what happens is when business go under, people lose jobs. And when people lose jobs, people spend less. And then when more people spend less, other, you know, it become a cycle. Other people start spending less, and then other businesses fail, and then keep going and going. The economy falls.
It reads, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Yeah, evils grow up on the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion, man. There's going to be so much happening that people are not going to know what's going on. Because they're not taking heed to the things that's happening, man. You know, you got people right now that don't even know that they're close to World War III, man. Majority of people don't even know that, man. Here it is, Russia is popping off over there in Ukraine, they're doing everything that's going on across the seas, man. And you still got people thinking, when I get out of college, I'm going to get my master's, you know, 6 years, you know, 10 years in the future, planning decades ahead, you know. Meanwhile, you got this shit in front of you that's happening that's going to fuck up all your plans, man. You know? So great confusion is coming to the world, man. And so it says, read that again. Everything's going to increase.
God, I'm going to read the verse again. It reads, this is 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion.
Yeah, sword, famine, and great
2K, the next 2K, instead of it being $65, you know they're selling it for $45. And, you know, they think they're in a good case. You know, they're not thinking about why the corporate company, 2K is selling for that price. I'm using that as an example because they go off the marketing. They see the economy and they base the numbers based off the economy. So a lot of they look at things, well, Balenciaga got to sell here. They're going off the economy. So they foretell like within a couple of months, if they don't put a sell on certain things, they're gonna never make that money. They got people that specialize in just the economy.
Well, that's what most businesses make their money is around this season, the fourth quarter. So they don't make their money.
You have to notice, you see how the dollar's about to collapse, right? You got all these smoke shops popping up everywhere. That's what's keeping the economy going is drugs. If you really think about it, the spirit, that's what's keeping the economy going. And eventually, there's nothing, how that scripture goes, there should be no balm for that healing. There's not going to be nothing to save this person.
To back the brother up, I forgot which state it was, but I know up in Canada, they doing Uber weed now.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Toronto.
And then somewhere in America, one of these states, the gas stations are now selling weed too. So, like the brother said, you know, they high out their minds. They drunk off the wine of the wrath of the fornication of that great whore.
Even now they changed a lot of the laws. Now you go to a bar and you could take a drink to go.
You can take a drink to
You
go.
can take a drink to go. Whereas before you couldn't do that.
You'll
Now,
get locked up.
You get locked up. Now they won't bother you.
Yeah. What's that in that bag? What you got in that bag? Turn around. You get locked up having a fucking beer, man.
Now in New York City, man,
Lawless.
crime is through the roof, man.
Oh, yeah.
Since the pandemic, crime I think shot up 700%. That was back in 2020, those statistics, man. Now it's to the point that if you call the cops for certain things, they don't even come. Or if they come, they take their sweet time, man. You know, like the situation that happened, you know, it took the cops like an hour and a half to finally come, man. And we finally flagged one down, talked to him. He's like, nah, man, you know, you just gotta wait for them to come. And get them out of there, man. You know? So, hey, man, the society's becoming more and more lawless, man. This is gonna get to the point that the cops is gonna be running for their lives, man. You know, these people are gonna get so fed up with the powers that be, they're gonna take it out on the public servants, the cops, the fire. They're gonna kill everything, man. Go ahead.
The world becoming lawless and people become more degenerate.
Yeah, yep. That's right.
Yeah. Just like during the time of Noah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Violence was increasing.
Violence and increasing. Yep.
Yeah, every time I turn around, somebody getting pushed on the tracks. Every time I turn on the news, some niggas on the tracks.
Yo, stop. You like, damn. I mean, you still gonna stand on the edge of the tracks?
They still, yeah.
Look, I'll be on the train. I'll be like, get over here.
Nah, people moving away from that.
Yeah.
People are backing up. Because I was standing next to the tracks and I noticed, like, oh shit, ain't nobody standing. Let me back up.
There's more bugged out people on the train station than ever before.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to work. It's like 5 in the morning. I get up the train. It's like, I look up the subway. It's like a lined up homeless people just laying on the ground. Yeah. Like, one by one. They're like dead bodies. Yeah. Like, abandoned dead bodies. They're looking like, I don't remember it being that bad. Yeah. But they got so much homeless people and bugged out people. One dude, one time, I'm on my way to work. Dude just decided to come up to me and start reading the newspaper and shit. I'm just like, I'm just letting him talk. I'll get on the next stop. But he's gone. The young dude too bugged out his mind. Started reading newspapers to me. But that's the world today. A lot of people are bugged out.
Matthew 24:12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Many shall wax cold, man. You know, people are gonna turn cold-hearted, man. All these people you see out there talking about good morning, Bob, you know, saluting their neighbors,
right.
Man, everybody gonna turn cold-hearted, man. You're gonna see the change in people's faces, man. You know, you're gonna see the darkness in people's faces, man. You know, the same people that talk down on murderers or thieves, they're gonna turn to them same people they look down on, man. They're gonna turn to murderers, man. The cops gonna turn to murderers. You know, the judges, all of them, man. Everybody's gonna turn into straight criminals, man. It's gonna be survival mode.
Desperate times.
That's right.
Just like in Venezuela, the female lawyers and cops started turning into harlots. You know what I mean? Just to get some bread for their kids. Selling their body for food. Cannibalism.
You be doing things you ain't think you'll be doing. I love my baby. Crying, eating your baby.
Because they walk, because they didn't take the time to be spiritual. If you read the whole book of Romans, is going into spirituality. Denying the flesh, walking in the spirit of Yahweh loving thy neighbor, even loving your enemy, which is your neighbor, which is a fellow Israelite, kinsman. But the thing is, just like the elder pointed out, these assholes that are in the world, they've been fulfilling the flesh so much that when it comes down to it, when they get pushed into a corner by Esau, Revelations 12:12, they're gonna fold like a piece of paper.
That's right.
They're gonna fold.
They're gonna fold like Nori.
That's right. When adversity comes, that's when you really see a person's true characteristics.
Right.
You know, and we're gonna see in that day, man. Family members, you know, people you know, gonna turn against you. You know, shit, man. Shit is gonna get bad, man. How Shah said it, the love of many shall wax cold, man. You know.
This is Isaiah chapter 65, verse 11. But ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that truth, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number.
So Jake is catering to Esau, man. You know, you got all these different leaders amongst our people, and it's helping push Esau's agenda. That's how they prepare a table for that truth, because they're preparing Jake for the slaughter, man. Right when this whole thing started, you had a lot of pastors, a lot of Israelite leaders telling you, go ahead and take it, man. You preparing the table for that truth, man. You furnishing Jake to be a sacrifice, man. You know? So what's going to happen?
It says, verse 12, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter.
Yeah, the Lord is going to number you to the sword. That's 2/3, man. somebody get Jeremiah 15, the Heavenly Father appointed, you know, 2/3. Each portion of 2/3 got its own way, and they're gonna die. You got a portion of Jake that's gonna die by famine, a portion that's gonna die in the concentration camps, a portion that's gonna die by the way of, you know, people, killing each other, trying to rob what they got. A portion of them is gonna get drafted to go to World War III. A portion of them is gonna die by diseases. You know, so hey, the Lord, he designed everybody's death, man. And the death that's coming, everybody's death is designed, man. You know, all these people that's about to die, the Lord used 6 years of death. You know?
Got a quick piece up. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 13. For the people turneth not unto him that smiteth them, neither do they seek the Lord their host. Yeah, so like you was building on, man. Everything that's happening is for you to come back to the Heavenly Father. The reason why we in captivity, the reason why all the heathen nations is getting better chances at life than us, the so-called white man's ruling over us, is for us to turn back to our power. But what do? The complete fucking opposite. We do everything opposite than what we're supposed to be doing, which is repenting and coming back to the Heavenly Father and the Son. Right? Jake is just, and then the Most High is going to leave you to your devices. The Most High is going to leave you to your devices. Right? You want to live by the sword, you're going to die by the sword. You want to rob, you're going to get taken out. You want to murder, you're going to get taken out. You want to extort niggas, you're going to get taken out. Whatever device that you into in this world, the Lord is going to take you out by that device. Right? You reap what you sow.
That's right.
What godly thing, what's the last godly thing you've done? Right? And I ain't talking about walking old people across the street, right? Or opening the door for a woman. What's the last godly thing you niggas did, man? You niggas don't got an ounce of godliness in y'all. That's why the ungodly is going to be destroyed, man.
Right.
You reap what you sow. What have you sown? Nothing but wickedness. On a daily basis. It's not one day they wake up, you know what? I ain't gonna violate Jake, you know. I'm gonna not try to argue with Jake or fight Jake, you know. Or when they go to a club, you know what? Niggas go to the club to fight. Like, you're supposed to go out to have a good time, right? But you go to the club to fucking brawl. Yeah, you bring a gun to the club. You know what, yo, let's go turn up, y'all. Let's go have a good time. And then as soon as I get in there, I wish a nigga would.
Oh, why niggas staring at me?
Hey. Or you go into the club with your girl. The fuck? And then you wonder why you always into some shit. But, you know, like, at the end of the day, you're going to get caught up into your devices, which is death and destruction. I got it.
Ezekiel 2, I'll start at 8. But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee. Their rebellious house is Israel. The 2/3 of Israel. It says, and when I looked, behold, and the hand was sent unto me, and lo, the roll of a book was therein. That's going into these words, these prophecies. And he spread it before me, and it was written within it, and without, and there was written therein, lamentations and mourning and woe. You know, lamentations, mourning, and woe. That's the future of this place. And we see it, this place, the spirit of that mirth is dwindling, man. All right, now we're in the spirit of lamentations and mournings and woe. Like we going into.
Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 3. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord: the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy.
Right. So each 2/3 has an appointed death, man. It says the sword to slay. You know, which is the sword is going into the sword of white man, and the sword of white man has many ways. So the sword is in different forms. You have chemical warfare, disease warfare, the actual gun, actual swords, actual knives, baseball bat, you know, and niggas gonna be dying fucking all types of ways, man. You know, who's stumped to death, you know, getting beaten by a garbage can, you know, getting stabbed by short feet. Hey, man, it's gonna be crazy because people at the time of trouble, they're gonna turn anything into a weapon, you know. So it's the sword to slay. Dogs to tear. The dogs to tear, man. All these dogs you see out here, you know, they're going to tear people up, man. Because famine is an actual spirit, man. It's an actual spirit that engulfs all creatures.
Yeah.
If dogs can't eat, what do you think they're going to do? They're just going to be still not to their master, licking their hand, waiting to get fed? Nah, bro. You got all these pit bulls out here, Jake feeding them all this meat, and all these pounds of meat, making them big and breeding them and shit. What do you think them animals gonna do, man? And them dogs, them pit bulls, they could be up 250 pounds, bigger than the men. And once they lash onto you, their jaws lock, so they can't even fucking let go, you know? So all these dogs, all these pets you have is gonna start attacking you, man. And a good show to watch is called Zoo, and where they show you how the spirit came on all the animals of the world to start attacking people.
Yeah.
Birds coming out the sky, start pecking people.
Beautiful.
You know, elephants stumping people.
Beautiful.
So what? Yeah, they all working together in one mind. So, hey, man, I wouldn't be surprised if the Heavenly Father do something like that. Oh, yeah. You know? That's what happens, man. Animals going to turn. That's going to be what make the Lord sit on you. He did it to the Egyptians with frogs, lice, what else?
Locusts.
Frogs, lice, locusts, you know? Hey, man, imagine the Lord bring a plague of
blood.
So what?
River of
River of blood. You know? Hey, the Lord said He's going to smite Egypt with plagues again, man.
Yeah.
You know? And this is the time where the Heavenly Father is going to get His name glorified throughout the whole earth. So what do you think the magnitude of the plague is going to be like, man? You know? Shit you can't even think about is going to happen, man. You know? I try to think of like the most extreme situations, but it's going to be 1,000 times worse than that, man.
Yeah.
You know? Because you can't, the Lord is very unpredictable, man. He'll do some shit, you know, that's never been done before just to show His power, man. You wake up one day, the sky looks fucking green, you know? The sun that close to the fucking earth. Hey, man, the Lord about to bug these people out, man. You know?
The sun is out.
Yup, sun is out 3 in the morning.
It was a something happened a couple years ago. It was a sound from the earth, like a horn.
Wow.
But they couldn't pinpoint where it came from.
Yeah. Well, matter of fact, it happens actually everywhere in the world right now. They got if you go on YouTube and type in strange noises, they got that like a trumpet kind of sound that's being. So what?
They'll hear the ram horn.
Yeah, you hear that like a ram blowing, man. You know that, and I believe that might be the chariots just doing that up in the sky because they can't detect what's coming.
The scripture speak about in the 7th hour, the 7th horn, the last horn.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So although it might be like a phenomenon, like what's going on, the spiritual side of things, like yo, the Lord said these things will happen.
That's right. That's right. Strange things are gonna keep happening in the last days, man.
Yeah, not that that's the horn talking about. The horn the towns we get.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, you know, you could make that similarity.
Yep. That's right. Hey, man. You know, the Lord is ultimate dramatic. Did I say what's the word? He likes drama, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Ultimate director.
He said what?
Ultimate
The
director.
ultimate director, man. And this is entertainment in the heavens, man.
Theatrics.
When people die, you know what?
Theatrics.
Theatrics, man. You know, they go back to Theos, which means power, man, God. You know, and when people die, and everything that's going to happen on the world that plays, this is entertainment for the Heavenly Father, Yahushua, and the angels, man. You know, so get ready to see some shit, man. What you got? Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
Yeah, the keepers of the house being, you know, the house being Babylon the Great, and the keepers being the different economists. You know, the keepers of the house is trembling right now, man. They see, you know, the forecast, you know, for America's economy, man. They're panicking, stressing out. You know, you got motherfuckers committed suicide. What's that dude from Bed Bath & Beyond? He jumped from I think the CEO, he jumped from like the 56th floor or some shit, man. You know? And this is gonna become more and more common as the economy shrinks, inflation increases, more people lose their jobs, people are gonna become more suicidal, man. You know? And you're gonna have some people that actually, you know, don't commit suicide just by themselves. They're gonna try to actually take people out with them, man. You know, like, you know what, fuck it, man, I'm gonna die today, but I'm gonna take out a few hundred motherfuckers before I go. Strap a bomb to my under my clothes, go down the subway and blow myself up, man.
Right,
You gonna have people doing that, man, just cause, like, you know, I'm fed up with the world, I'm just kill people before I go, man. You know? Good.
And the strong men shall bow, and the strong men shall bow themselves.
Yeah, the strong men shall bow themselves, man. You know, all these tough niggas you see out there, big brolic jakes, you know, jakes that can fight, you know, all these different boxers, man. All the so-called mighty men, you know, considered mighty men in this kingdom, you know, jakes that got guns and shit like that, man, they're gonna bow down, man. You know, because one thing about the Heavenly Father, He knows what gets to you, man. He made you, so He knows what hurts you, man. You got a nigga talking about, you know, he ain't saying nothing, niggas never cry and shit like that. But the Lord know what get you, or your little daughter that you love. I'm gonna have her get killed in front of you.
Oh,
You know?
mamas.
Yeah, niggas' mamas. Your mama might get a nigga might tie you down, rape your mama, and then eat your mama in front of you, man. You know, the Lord has very intricate ways to break your mind, man. So it says the strong men shall bow themselves, man, because of the affliction that's gonna come.
Real quick. No, the cat, no, you ain't gonna prove that.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going back. Here it is, you complaining to be this so-called stand-up dude, this gangster, always complaining, you know what I mean? What you was and what you are, you street nigga. But as soon as the pressure from these small hats come down on you, you here making formal apologies. I was devastated. I'm not here to hurt nobody. Yeah, you know? That just gives you an example of the mindset of these so-called tough guys. Like their money, all right? Their livelihood, the way they live, you know?
When this thing started, and they said you gotta get the thing in order to function in society. Man, you had niggas lined the fuck up, man. Niggas, I ain't gonna say this. Once they say you gonna lose your 35-hour job, you see the nigga on the line for 6 in the morning, man. You know? Jake was folded left and right, man. You better have Israelites that folded, man. You know? So, hey, man, the strong men shall bow themselves. Good, huh?
And the grinders cease because there are few.
Yeah, meaning no jobs, man. All these businesses, all these shops are gonna close, man. You know, ain't gonna be no Walmart, ain't gonna be no bodega, no deli, you know? No, what else? No Best. All that shit is gonna be open, man. Starbucks, you know? Hey, man, it's a farmer's market. You know, America is a place of abundance, man. Any time of the day, you can go 3, 4 in the morning and get food somewhere, man. You know, it's not like that in other countries, man. It's not like that in Haiti. It's not like that in third world countries. But they know once you open past a certain time, man, you're prone to get robbed, man. To get robbed, to get kidnapped. So they close shop early, man. 7, 8, 9 o'clock, you niggas close. But America, 3, 4 in the morning, you can still find food to eat, man. You know? So, hey, man, all those comforts that you have is going to get taken away, man. You're not going to be able to get a $1 slice. Because you ain't going to have $1, ain't going to be no slice. You know? What you're going to have is leaves off the trees, or dog shit on the ground, or eating out the garbage cans. You know? That's what's coming to this world, man. Go ahead.
And those that look out of the windows be darkened.
Yeah, so when they see looking out the windows like the weather forecast, so they see the forecast of the future of America's future, and it's dark, man. There ain't no bright future for America, man. You know, what bright future could there be, man? You already done conquered everybody. You done did everything a kingdom or empire should do. What else are you gonna do, man? You know, every empire will say reach their peak. The Heavenly Father brought them down. Yeah. You know, so how is it that America's at its peak right now, and you know you still thinking that it's gonna be bright days ahead, man? You know, hey, there's this inflation, man. Inflation. They talking about inflation and the recession, and people still think there's hope. You know, preparing to survive the. There's no hope in this society, man. Recession-proof and shit, man. Ain't no nothing recession-proof.
Make America great again.
Yeah, make America great again. You know, and then be Jake saying that shit too, man. You know, keep America great, make America great again. Nigga, don't you know America has not been great since the 60s? You know, it's been climbing down since then, man. You know? Good.
And the doors shall be shut in the streets.
Yeah, the doors shall be shut in the streets, man. They show you that in different post-apocalyptic movies, man. Everybody's barricaded in their houses because they don't want to get robbed. They don't want people to come in and find out what they have. You know, they barricade themselves in their houses, man. You know, the doors is going to be shut in the streets. Go ahead.
When the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
Yeah, the daughters of music is being brought low now, man. Look at the quality of music now. It's like sometimes you wonder why you even listening to this shit. Man, like, there's no talent. You say what?
They're all drug addicts.
Yeah, they all drug addicts. They all bumblers. You know, a bunch of retarded niggas, man. You know. So in that day, it says the daughters of music shall be brought low. In that time, ain't gonna be no music at all, man. You know, first and foremost, you ain't gonna have no power to listen to music on your phone, your iPad, you know, your laptop. You know, you're not gonna be able to go to parties and festivities, governor's ball, and you know, shit like that is gonna be done away with, man. It's gonna be a state of mourning.
And also, even back when, you know, they had the pandemic, right? A lot they shut things down. A lot of these artists, the way they make music, is the way they make money is by doing tours. They gotta travel. So they was on them do tours, so they couldn't make no real money. Yeah, I mean, once they get the money, they blow it anyways. So once they was a shutdown, they couldn't go on tour. They couldn't make no more money. So it got so ridiculous to the point where you had rappers talking about they got they doing a virtual performance, you know, and just them on the stage and no crowd, you know. So that's low, man. That's fucking pathetic, really. You know,
now they doing podcasts. Yeah, they're doing everything that the average Joe Schmo is doing. Showing you fell from your high horse. You was extolled to the clouds. Everybody reverenced and looked up to you. Now you're doing something that every day people can do. A podcast, a blogging, right? Because you're a fucking loser. That's right. Yeah. And we're winners, man. And we're winning through Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You falling with the rest of society. Right. Y'all got it.
Numbers chapter 35, verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein you are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
Right. So how is America established, man? You know, by the blood of his man. And the scriptures tell you what, that precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. You know? So the blood of Israel is more precious than gold to the heavenly Father. You know? So you have all these millions and hundreds of millions of Jake that died in order for this place to be established. What do you think the judgment for this place is gonna be, man? You know, because we can't just we can go to the United Nations and ask for justice for what happens to the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You know, we're looking for justice from the Heavenly Father, man. You know, so it says this is the justice the Heavenly Father is going to give us. We should not pollute the blood. We got to get out.
Numbers chapter 35, verse 33. So ye should not pollute the land wherein ye are, for the blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
By the blood of him that shed it. The so-called white man. They show you how stupid Esau is, bro. If you're going to commit a crime, if you're going to commit a murder, you want to stay on the scene of the murder because the cops will come grab your ass up and shoot you, man. You know? But here it is, Esau committed this, all these murderous acts against Israel, the Gadites, the so-called Native Americans, the so-called Negroes, and you still dwelling here? You know? You should have just got your money and dipped the fuck out, man. You know, went on a run, man. Be a fugitive, man. But you had pillage your gold, you know?
Yeah, he shed blood of the natives of his land. Slaughtered them and then built upon their land.
Yeah, built up the nerve, man.
Not show Esau's not a prudent man, not knowing in the future, like, yo, everybody gonna talk about you about that. Like, how did you get this land?
Gotta be addressed.
Yeah, gotta be addressed. You know what I mean?
moment he shed, once we came off the ship and he shed the saint's blood, a time clock.
Yep.
What's that thing called?
The
sand clock.
The sand clock.
Hourglass.
When it started. As soon as that.
Before that,
Yahweh Shah.
Right.
Yahweh Shah died and came back to life. That's when the end started.
Right.
That's the last days. And but even before it, he was fucking up Gad.
that's how
Before he got us. Before he got Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. But even we was still getting jacked. Yo, it goes deep, man. You had the sub-Saharan slave trade. You was getting jacked up by
Early in the morning, yo, was out 145th. There's another brother going to do it.
right,
He was a teacher there.
right.
And then
Okay. Yeah, but we was getting jacked up during the sub-Saharan slave trade. That was Elam, Ishmael. They was jacking us up. And then when they was jacking up Gad, that was like 1492 and on. When the 1600s came in, that's when they came and got us.
This is centuries of us getting jacked the fuck up.
Yeah.
Centuries, man. And this is, and we're just talking about the things that happened in recent history. We're not talking about what the Romans did, what the Greeks did, you know? So you pile all that up, man. You could easily say that shit, billions of Jake probably died, man. Because hundreds of millions died just in recent history. And Esau's still killing us to this day. What about all the murderous acts that's happening through the food? You know, through the chemicals Esau spraying in the air, through the different medicine that he's putting out, man. So that number is easily in the billions, man. You know? So that's a lot of fucking blood on your hands, man. You devils got, man.
Hey, you got the Lord said one thing I hate, him that's so difficult.
This
Discord
goes
amongst brothers.
brothers.
So that's another
Esau.
thing.
That's a
He's
problem.
showing that. He's throwing the discord.
He's guilty.
He's guilty of that. It just so happened you got drugs all in the communities.
Yeah.
What's he said it? Think ain't no Uzis made in Harlem.
Right.
They drop guns. Go ahead.
Nah, finish your point.
They drop guns in the middle of the hood. They had CIA operatives killed one gang and blame it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it's a whole war.
Yeah.
And then you ask the place, you don't even know why it started. Somebody died. They said someone name. We retaliated. And boom. Know what I mean? Now it's a war that's last 20 years.
So you know, it's more money in Esau's pocket.
Yeah.
The prison system.
I was gonna say, this nigga, because he is a nigga, Vlad. He said no CIA agent or no small hat paid me to manipulate interviews. And I was like, yeah, he full of shit. But I was like, that's Esau throwing the rock with one hand and hiding the other hand behind his back. Like, nobody got it. We already fucked up. All the rest of your communities jacked us up by the way of education, by the way of health, by the way of impoverished living conditions. And then when we come to you to interview, we just speaking our story. Jake just speaking their story. They speaking what they know. Yeah, and all Jake know is shit and wickedness. So that's what Jake is going to talk. But why is Jake in the predicaments that they in? Yes, Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. Yes, we disobeyed Lord, so he put these curses upon us by the hands of you, Esau. You're the one that's guilty, right? You're the ones that got us in the projects, in the ghettos, and strung out on drugs, right? Poor educations, overpopulated classes, underfunded teachers. And then if we get sick, the hospitals are underfunded, right? Everywhere we go for a type of help or aid is no balm for our pain. Because you manipulated, you strategically, right? What's it called? Systematic racism, right? You strategically jacked up the hospitals, jacked up the schools, so we don't even have a chance in the society, in this world. When we get called the minority, it's not that we're minority in regards to population. We're minority when it comes to government and politics. We're minorities when it comes to people that's in positions of power. That's what it means when we're the minority. Because we really the majority. Right?
That's not the purpose you said. This is Jeremiah 15 and verse 6. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem? Or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?
Yeah, who's going to pity Jake? Right? You think, and then that's that bullshit, right? Because you got a lot of niggas that's trying to defend the ish people, right? Right? Oh, they were standing side by side Martin Luther King during the Civil Rights Movement.
Bullshit.
Oh, they was, they helped fund this. Oh, George Soros. Oh, this, that, right? But it's all an agenda, right? Even though it seems like we're getting help and we're getting aid, but it's for their benefit, right? So it says, who's going to pity us? Because nobody in the world pities you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Nobody don't give a shit about what you're going through. Go ahead. Read that again.
Back at Jeremiah 15 and verse 5. For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem?
Who's going to have sympathy upon you blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians? Who's going to care about what you're really going through? You can sit there and say no justice, no peace, and nobody ain't going to do shit about it. Because they don't care about your justice and they don't care about your peace.
God. It says, or who shall bemoan thee? Or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?
Who's going to go aside and make sure that you're good? Right? Who's going to go aside and make sure your kids got something to eat? You got a roof over your head. You got shelter. You got equal rights. You got equal payment opportunities. Right? The system's not corrupt in a way that is against you, but for you. If somebody say something about if somebody says something against black people, they get canceled. Who does that for Jake? When Jake gets gunned down, you get pacified leaders to rock our people back to sleep instead of rousing them up to rebel. Right? Nobody cares for Jake and what they're going through. What do they say? Strap your boots up. How to say? I forgot how to say it goes. Pick up your boots by the straps. Pick up your boots by the straps. Basically, bust your ass. Do what you got to do because it ain't no excuse, which is bullshit.
It's a $1 trillion campaign to keep Jake in a docile state. It's $1 trillion campaign from all these nations to keep us in a state so we can't rebel. You got the puppet leaders. You got the distractions of the music. Yep. You got the school, the drugs. All these low vibrations to keep Jake. Just let bygones be bygones. Yep. Everybody ain't your enemy, bro. You know.
Niggas only say that when it comes to the super white man.
Yeah.
They don't say that about their own brother.
That's right.
They be ready to get their own lick back. Man.
That's right.
Yep. You can't say they all like that.
Yeah.
But then soon they got beef with Jake. They hold that shit to the grave.
Yeah.
And then like niggas love like niggas love dysfunction. Like Gilly the Kid, he did something. He was talking about he's not supporting black businesses no more because he said you pay money for profession. He said niggas businesses be the most raggedy business you ever do business with.
That's true.
And people got mad about that statement, but it's true.
It's true.
And Jake ignore that they see it. Talking about we gotta support black businesses. That's the last thing you want to do, support nigga businesses. Because soon, a nigga be humble at the beginning. Soon it start thriving. You get the worst customer service. You have to register. They in the back on the phone, going to Instagram, act like they don't see you. But that's niggas though.
I got a quick question.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees
and that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Yep. Yeah, woe to them that right grievances which they have prescribed, man. You know, that's talking about Esau, the elites of the society, man. You know, they literally wake up planning what evil they're gonna do for the day. There's a scripture in Proverbs that tells you they can't sleep unless they cause some before. You know? So unless Esau has done some mischief in the world for the day, he cannot go to sleep. You know? That's Esau's night old is wickedness, man. You know? So read that again.
This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
They pass it into law. They plan it out. You know, they write it out. They get a template. You know, they already know they're gonna pass it. You know, but they make it seem like, you know, everybody voting this now, man. This is, you know, the lobbyists, the different owners of big companies that's paying different politicians to, you know, pass different laws to benefit them. For example, the prison system. You know, they pass, they have politicians get it down that when they do, they can pass laws to lock up Jake more, you know, pass more laws to criminalize things that really is, you know, shouldn't get that much time for. For example, crack and coke. You know, to get coke with the same amount of same amount of crack as coke, you get, I think, 25 years for that small amount of crack, man. Even though it's the same substance, man. You know? So unrighteous decrees, go ahead.
And that goes into what? That's the colonial law system, man. They're harsh laws, man. You know, like the brother's going into with the jail systems. You know, all these fines and fees that you gotta pay for, man. You know? You wake up, man, you go through tolls. You know what I'm saying? You owe money for tolls, tickets. You know what I'm saying? That's all draconian, man. Law system, man. That's harsh, man. You know? And that's why you're gonna be put to damn death, man. You know, because you abuse your power, man. You know? It reads, verse 2. It says, and it's funny too, Salaki, it just came to my mind, like, you know, has this Jake in the world that got locked up, you know, for marijuana, you know, that did a lot of years. You know what I'm saying? They lost their time with their families, but now they made marijuana legal, man. You know? And it's still Jake locked up behind that, man. You know? So it says, verse 2, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people.
Turn aside the needy from judgment, man. Who's the needy Jake, man? You know? We gotta get no justice. Like you mentioned, you got Jake's that's locked up for weed, you know, doing 20. Can't catch a body numbers, man. You know, 18 years, you know, for small amounts of weed, man. You could just give them a slap on the wrist, man. You know, they did experiments where they compared, you know, in the same course they compared the crimes, the sentences Jake got for crimes, and sentences Esau got for crimes, and Jake will get like the heavier, you know, the heaviest, what's it called? They'll get the heavier sentence, the heavier judgment, and they'll give Esau a little slap on the wrist. You know, like Jake might do an armed robbery, and they'll give him 15 years. Then Esau might do the same armed robbery on the same day with the same judge in the same court, and they'll give him, you know, a little 2 years in probation, man. You know, he could get out in a month with good behavior, man.
You know, he was mentally stable.
Yeah.
He played crazy.
You know, his life has been rough. His father left when he was young. What the fuck Jake is going through then? You know, we grow up without father. We grow up traumatized, man. They don't give us no leniency.
PTSD,
you know?
that's
PTSD,
really in the hood.
That's really in the hood, man. You know? But Esau, you know, his dog died the other day. So he's kind of, you know, any excuse to justify Esau, man. You know? But this tell you, I think it's like Sirach 13, it goes into basically how when a wicked man do some evil, everybody justify it. You know? But if the poor men are poor, they'll help to stump on him, man. You know? Jake Paul, it helped them, man. As soon as he said, you gotta be, you know, more empathetic towards him. You gotta understand he had a rough upbringing, you know, and portray him as if he was an angel the whole time that just made a mistake, man. You know?
Psalms chapter 94, verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law.
Yeah, for mischief by law, man. All the laws that's passed in the society goes contrary to the scriptures, man. You know, here it is, they claim the Bible is the law of the land, and make you go to court, make you swear on the Bible, you know? But they close the book, throw it away, and then go by their own laws. That's fucking disrespectful to the Heavenly Father, man.
You got the IRS. You got taxes.
Yeah,
That's
taxes.
mischief by law.
Yeah, that's usury.
Yeah, it's usury. The scriptures tell you about charging usury to the
Yeah.
Lord's people.
Yup.
You out of your fucking mind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and in the ancient time, you paid the priest 10%, man. Esau would charge you 35% tax,
Yep.
40% tax. And it's
Lord,
like,
and here the Lord don't even want 10%.
the Lord don't even want 10%. This is damn near half your income is gone. Or look at the dude that won the lottery in, I think it was in Indiana, Illinois.
Right.
They won the Powerball for $1 billion. They only walked away with like 400 million. So 60% of that shit is going to taxes, man. You know? So this is just income tax for the IRS. This is not including tax he's gonna have to pay once he get a car, once he get a house, you know, once he go to the grocery store buy things. You know, all this shit add up, man.
And the IRS is a private entity.
It's not even a federal entity, man.
Right.
You know, it's a group of debt mercenaries, man.
Right.
You know, now they're hiring actual mercenaries,
Yeah,
man.
got the guns now.
You know, guns now,
Yeah.
talking about shoot to kill.
Yeah.
What you mean over some debt you gonna kill a nigga?
Right.
You know, but it just show you how you know how much a wicked Esau is, man. You know, he won't give you no chance, man. Here it is, the scriptures talking about the year of Jubilee. Let the man debt go. You know, forgive his debt. Esau will send a letter at your house 10 years later. Oh, you owe us from 1998. You know, and if you don't pay that, nigga, we gonna garnish your wages. You know, and if you don't have a job, nigga, we gonna lock you up, man. And this is how this man operates, man. Like the brother said, the IRS is not even a federal entity of the government, man. It's a private company. Mischief by law, man. You know?
It's a term, God-given rights.
Yeah, that's
We
right.
actually have God-given rights that's documented in the scriptures. The first 5 books of Moses, that's the Torah. That's the law. That's how you govern yourself on the earth. Not just, you know. And the children of Israel, the men is supposed to be the judges there to oversee everything. You said they got the Supreme Courts. You got a court in the judicial system all over America. That's supposed to be the children of Israel, the men, to govern and oversee you heathens. All right? Which is you other nations. And that's just how the Lord made it. You know? Somebody got to run the household, which is the earth, so to speak. But,
Right. No,
21. They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood.
yeah, you condemn the innocent blood, man. You know, you got Jakes that got death sentence for shit they didn't even do, bro. You know? You got a picture like this, man. If Jake is spending all these decades, you know, for rape they didn't commit, for crimes they didn't commit, and they can let go, how much more for you know, Jake that's, you know, doing like death sentence, man. You know? There's probably a lot of Jakes right now waiting to die knowing damn well they didn't do the fucking crime, man.
right.
And this is fucking sad, man. It's fucking sad, but you know, this devil's gonna pay, man. It's time. That's why it's time is being controlled right now, man.
I want to say that's a spur because I was gonna mention that earlier. That you know what that happened with Khalif Browder, man. You know how he basically got locked up for something he didn't do, man. It was and they locked him up for 3 years. For stealing the book bag, man. You know, and then years later after he got released, he ended up committing suicide, man. You know, and he didn't even do the crime, man. You know, and he was held for 3 years for stealing allegedly for stealing the book bag, man. That's draconial, man. You know,
They kept him in solitary confinement for like a year.
right?
Like a year, so he lost his mind.
And you know, to make matters even worse, your own people, Jake, he was going, the CO, but the inmates, he was in adolescence, Rikers they call it animal lessons. That's the worst time if you from 16 to 18, that's the worst part of the jail, C95. And they lose and Jake act like animals. So he's trying to fight for his life. So he probably fighting. You see the video, fighting and getting jumped up. He not in a game. So you go to the box. That fuck you up mentally. A lot of people can't. You gotta be a soldier to really handle that. You gotta have a strong mind. I know somebody did like 16 months in the box. You know?
Then he comes out. Jake shoots him. Jake
Got
stabs
shot
him.
when he came home?
I think he got shot one time and he got stabbed one time, man. You know? So hey, man, Jake is going through it, man. You know, 2/3 is going through it, man. You know, but hey, man, even though they're 2/3 doesn't mean that they're not gonna get justice for the things that happen to them. You know, they still Israelites at the end of the day, man. You know, and the Heavenly Father's gonna make sure that Esau pays for all his crimes, man. You know, there's no statute of limitation on murder, man. There's no statute of limitation on robbery. On every crime that's committed against Israel, there's no statute of limitation on it, man. You know, the Lord remembers that, man. The Lord said He requires that which is past. You know, He requires that which is past, man. You know?
And He shall bring upon them their own iniquity, and shall cut them off in their own wickedness.
Yeah, He shall cut them off in their own wickedness. Like the wrong read in Job, you know, in the fullness of His sufficiency, right in the midst of His new world order is when He's going to get cut down, man. You know? He's going to push the missiles on His own people, man. The Russians, the French, the Germans, you know, and all these different Edomite nations, man, they're going to shoot at each other, man. You know? So He will die in His own wickedness, man.
Yeah. The Lord, our power, shall cut them off.
Yeah, the Lord, our power, shall cut them off, man. Through who? Through Yahushua, man. You know? Yahushua is going to be the one to get the victory over the elites, man. Because we don't have no power on our own, man. You know, we can't gather enough people to take down Esau's military, man. You know, we can't gather enough ammunition to take Esau down, man. You know, we don't have enough money to even spend on one fight, man. That's hundreds of millions of dollars, man. How the fuck you gonna take this man down? He got weapons from space, man. You know, he could beam some shit down and blow up this whole fucking city, man. You know?
They could put all their money together and it still ain't gonna be enough.
And it still ain't gonna be enough, man. Hey, all the nations of the world can put their money together. It still ain't gonna be enough, man. You know? That's how much power the Heavenly Father gave Esau, man. You could see why this man has this God complex, man. Like, come on, man. If you're this powerful, no other nation never reached the peak that you at. You obviously gonna think you're a God. Like shit, I'm the shit, just like the king of Babylon. He said, look, the kingdom I built for myself, man. I am God. You know, I got it. There's no way I'm gonna make all this and I'm not God. You know? And this is just, and that was what, a Hemite or a Syrian? Or a Syrian. You know? Yep, yeah, it was a Syrian. But we're talking about Esau here, man. The proudest man to ever be. You know? He's super puffed up. This nigga really think he's God so much. He's like, you know what? Even though the Most High made it this way, it's not perfect. I can fix it. You know, GMO. No. You was born a male, but really, you was meant to be a female. So you know what? I'm gonna make this technology to help you transition into what resemble into like a woman. Man. You know what? Hey, even though the Most High made different species, let me mix them together and see what come out. Oh, I got my own species, liger. You know, shit like that, man. You know, Esau has a God complex. If anybody can hold Isaiah 14, Isaiah 29. That's something real quick.
This is Psalm chapter 37, verse 12. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth.
Yeah, gnasheth upon him with his teeth, man. You know, meaning what? Esau's raging. You know, when you rage so much, you grind your teeth. You know, Esau's raging against the righteous, man. You know, especially in recent events with situation with Kanye. You know, hey man, we're a constant reminder to the powers that be of the wickedness that they've done, man, and they can't handle it, man.
It's a thorn on their side.
It's a thorn on their side, man. You know, here it is. You have all this power, nobody can take you down, but your biggest threat is some low, not low life, because we're not low lives, but some jakes from the hood, man.
The rich that sit in a low place.
Yeah, the rich that sit in a low place, man. Esau, you know, the least they be in their skyscrapers, having brothers videos on blast, fucking pulling their hands out, man. Gnashing upon us with his teeth. That's why they set up Kanye to come out and say these things, man. It's not about random. This nigga's under MK Ultra. You know, they programmed that nigga to go out on the show and say that, just so they could demonize us and say, oh, see, the black Hebrew Israelites, they hateful. You see, he said he's gonna go DEFCON 9 on the Jays, on the Rollers. Yeah, so that's what they all believe.
It's to end free speech.
Yeah, it's to end free speech, man.
No, but it's a double entendre because the Lord is so balanced that when Kanye goes out and say those things, the elect sees it, whoever may they be, and they gonna wake up out of that. Oh, we the Jews. They probably was sky-hard Kanye fans. They start looking up, they start getting into it. They're like, okay, that means. So, I think those brothers in California, they woke up in the country. Yeah, when they heard about my man, they looked into it. If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Whether it be Kanye, the Kendrick Lamar, the Kodak Blacks, the Heavenly Father put it in their spirit to say that so that they can wake up the elect, man. Because that's the whole purpose of this thing, man. You know, it's to wake brothers up, man. You know, there's the scripture that says basically all things work together for good to those that are in Yahweh Shah. You know, so whether it be Kanye, whatever happens, it's always gonna, you know, it's gonna agree with this truth. It's gonna validate the truth. You know, it's always gonna validate the truth, man. You know, because the truth is above everything, man. You know,
Real quick, it's out of all things, Jake, people tell it on live for the world to see that we're the real Israelites according to the Bible. Where I come from, Charlotte, look, this is not us. You can't fight it. You can't fight it. You can't fight it, man. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, it's a $1 trillion campaign. That's what I meant by that.
Yeah, to keep us docile in darkness.
Yep.
Why don't they teach about Israelite history?
They don't.
Yeah, because Jake will wake up.
Yeah, they start connecting with
Yeah, start connecting. That's why they want the slaves to read the Bible.
Exactly.
Or when they let them read the Bible, they took 90% of it out. Because they want you to read the parts about you was in Egypt as a slave, you was in Babylon, in every kingdom and judges you was a slave. You know, you're going to put 2 and 2 together like, oh, this is me. You read Deuteronomy, oh, this is me. It's like we woke up, man. You know? So they can't put that in the school, man. You know? If they put that in the school, man, all hell would break loose, man. Jake would take to the fucking street and tear shit up, man. Like, what, you been hiding this from us? You for the attacking Esau, you know, the Jays, you know, the regular Edomites.
And that's what's going to happen if somebody get Micah. When it said Judah should be like a lion.
Oh, Micah 5.
Because that's what's going to happen. And they see it, man. That's why what happened with Andrew Tate, the war on you know, even that's controlled. But the whole point of being a man, you know, working out, getting that testosterone pumping. So Jake can start thinking, you know what I mean? Not going to the liquor store, not chasing after these damn women. These women, you know? And then Jake start getting the backbone, start studying, start really looking at things for what it is, instead of being distracted by the madness. And that's when Jake starts waking up. You know what? The
worst threat for Esau society is a masculine Jake, man.
Exactly.
You know, a Jake that stand behind what he believes, man. That's a threat to Esau's power structure, man. You know, because if that spread like wildfire, man, you know, Esau society will be taken down, man. That's why they constantly find ways to make the men docile. You know, take the father at the house so that the woman can raise him, so that way they don't get no backbone. They can stand up for nothing. Because, you know, having a father, man, is a very crucial part of your life as a man. You know, father gonna tell you, you know, teach you to stand up on certain things, man. Stand on certain principles, you know, and shit like that, man. So Esau, he can't have that, man. You know.
So I get you, even with the food, it makes you docile. All that soy, estrogen. You know that's making a man docile, man. You know, because they actually said too that when they actually did a survey on the men, you know, that was fighting in World War I, to now, man, the testosterone level dropped tremendously, man. You know, because they put all the estrogen in the food, they put fluoride in the water, you know, chemtrails pollute in the air, you know. So that's all these ways of destroying the man, you know, making people more weak. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of men right now nowadays are more feminine, man. You know?
That's right. Hey, man, if our forefathers, men in the ancient time, came to this society and see how the men behave, man, they're fucking bunkers, bro. Probably start slaying shit. Fuck. And you was a whole man acting like a female, man. You be seeing these big dicks, big 6'3", beard and everything. Fucking sissied out, man. Walking around with fucking handbags. Man, come on, man. You know? So, weaves and shit. Big niggas, man. Getting their nails done. Fucking nigga, a big nigga twerking in a fucking club, man. You know, and then the nigga woman applauded him. That's another thing too, man. It's the women that got the men feminized, man. The black ones, something about the black women, they love seeing a black man broken down, a feminine black man, man. The Willie Lynch, you know, and that's where it came from. That's where it started, man. You know, he saw with Buck break the men in front of the families to pretty much, you know, show you that the master male is dominated. Yeah, he basically got humble. You know, so now the women start looking down on the men. But who's reading?
Micah chapter 5, verse 7. The remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people as a dew from the Lord, as the showers upon the grass, that tarries not for man, nor waited for the sons of men.
Yeah, because when you wake up, you know, dew is everywhere on the ground.
And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest.
Yep, that's right. There's a lion among the beasts of the forest, man. The lion is king supreme in the jungle, man. You know, there's nothing that could have compete with the lion, man.
Good.
You know, so Heavenly Father, Heavenly Father's comparing Jacob to a lion, you know, which is a symbol of Judah. Because Judah's going to be the ones to get this race on property. It also says Jacob's going to be like a lion amongst the beasts of the forest. Now, years ago, I remember in China they had, I think it was a tiger or a leopard that went around and killed over 100 sheep. And once it killed over 100 sheep, and this is just a leopard, man. You know, a lion is weighs 10 times something than a leopard, man. You know, so it just show you how, you know, in the time of Jacob's trouble, how Jacob's going to be taking down these other nations, man. You know, because we're the strongest people on the earth, man. You know, we're the chosen people that have been father, and we're above everybody else. So one Jacob take down, you know, a couple Edomites, man. You know, we see it all the time. When you go to World Star, every one Jake find a couple group of Edomites knocking all of them out. You know, because naturally we're stronger people, man. You know, but
As a young lion among the flocks of sheep,
yeah, as a young lion, man, young lions get active, man.
who, if he go through, both spreadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver.
Yeah, none can deliver, man. Once Jake rises up, man, ain't gonna be nobody to stop him, man. Jake is gonna be like a wild cannon in that day, man. You know, every Edomite, every pale face they see, man, they might kill him.
Verse 9, thine hand shall be lifted up, thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off.
All thine enemies shall be cut off. You know, so Jake, there's gonna be no competition against Jake in that day, man. You know, if you line up a group of Edomites and Jake, man, he's all gonna lose.
As well as the other nations.
Yeah, the other nations.
All our enemies. Psalm 83, man. Our enemies make a tumult. It's a tumult. Growing up, all right, to keep Jake at a low state, man. And it's for the men. It's for the men of Israel, man. That's what they want at the bottom, man. They try to, hey, all right, what's up, bro? You know, try to be all peaceable, but they know, man. Scriptures tell you about that gift destroying the heart, you know. And our people, they chase after that money. They try to befriend everybody because they don't know who they truly is. But the Lord knows. All right.
That's why in the music we big on guns and drugs.
Exactly, bro.
They ain't gonna push education. You can make a fly rap song, fly bars, going into education, going into your people, Israel, but they don't want that. They want you to talk about guns, drugs, women, talk, you know what I mean, shit like that. This one woman, this young, I would say young lady, but this Jake woman, she came out with a song talking about she heading to the abortion clinic.
Oh yeah.
And that shit's a hit.
Yeah, that's it.
That's Gorilla. That's Gorilla.
They remixed it.
Oh, yeah.
Bunch of masculine
I got murder on my mind.
Yeah, I got murder on my mind. Crazy.
This is the low deplorable state has come down to, man. You rapping about murdering your own children, man. You know, how do you think the Heavenly Father feels, man? You know, but there's a scripture where the Heavenly Father was talking about Jake sacrificing their children to Molech. The Lord like, yo, you really gonna do this, sacrificing my kids into Molech? This is not your kids, man.
That's
the
right.
Lord put him in you, man. That spirit is not yours. Talking about my body, my choice.
Right.
Nigga, it's a different body inside of your body, man.
That's right.
You know? Talking about no, it's not. Talking about Black Lives Matter, but they're the biggest murderers of Black lives, man.
That's right.
They show you the hypocrisy of Jake, man. You still Isaiah 10? Yeah, Isaiah 10. Because it goes into that, man. The Lord says he's gonna send. Heavenly Father says he's gonna send Esau against the hypocritical nation, man. The hypocritical nation of Jake. Jake claims to be, lovers of the Most High. You know, they claim to be about God. But you're doing everything that's against God, man. You know, praying to the Most High that your abortion goes right. What type of mentality you gotta have to do that, man? You know, Jake is sick and twisted, man. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 10, verse 6. I will send him against an hypocritical nation, and against the people of my wrath will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like the mire of the streets.
Yeah, so Jake is gonna get stumped in that day, man. You know, we're not gonna shed a fucking tear over you niggas, man. You know, we're not gonna shed a tear over you, man. Once we see you getting slaughtered, man, we're not gonna fucking help, man. Just because we the same color don't mean, you know, we're brothers, man. You know, yeah, you know, we're Israelites, but we ain't gonna fucking help you, man. You know, because we're calling out to you not to repent, man. You know, like Jesus walking by, making fun, laughing, smiling, looking at us as we're crazy. You know, but best believe, man, once Esau go down on these niggas, man, they're gonna try to run to us, man. But we're not gonna be nowhere to be found.
I got going back to earlier. This is Isaiah chapter 65, verse 12. It says, "Therefore I will number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not." And how is the Lord calling, man? All right, by sending out the prophets on the highways and byways to push this word, man, to push the gospel, man. Right, but you decided, you know, I mean, telling Israel to repent, man, and change, you know, come from that dark state of mind, man. Come to the light, which is his truth, which is his wisdom. Okay? But y'all rather choose to go after the lust of your flesh, man. Y'all choose to go against the Most High, man. Y'all willingly choose to break the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Y'all delight in being sodomites, man. Y'all delight in being adulterers, man. You like what the brother, you know, went into earlier. And the music, that's what they promote, man. They promote about killing their own babies, you know, committing adultery, all right, smoking weed, okay? All those things are contrary to the scriptures, man, all right? And in fact, since you chose to delight in that, the Lord is going to destroy you, man, all right, with the famine, the plagues, all right? And ultimately, you know, that nuclear fire, man, all right? Because you chose not to come back into repentance, man, all right? It reads, verse 13, "Therefore, thus saith the Lord thy power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry." And who is the Lord's servants, man? All right? The elect of the nation of Israel, man. All right? And that day of Jacob's trouble, they're going to still be eating, man. Okay, like the brother had that vision a couple months ago. He was basically breaking it down, like, you know, his family was good. They still had their little, like, you know, storehouses, like, you know, those off-grid materials that he had. But ultimately, he said a brother was delivering him food, man, while everyone else outside was panicking, man. All right? That's what's yet going to come, man. Globally, man. All right? Famine. You know, the scriptures speak about it's better to die by the sword than hunger, man. All right? So the only ones who's going to be eating that day is the elect. All right? The ones who came out here on the highways and byways and use their body as a living sacrifice, man, to push this gospel, man, to push this word. All right? Who forsaken the world, man. Okay? Those are the ones who's going to eat in that day, man, in a time of calamity. All right? While you starve, man. While there's going to be cannibalism out here, man, at an all-time high. All right? You're going to be eating your own kids, man, like the scriptures say. They're going to slaughter their own children. All right? You know, you're going to be eating all the materials off your clothes. That's how hungry you're going to be, man. All right? It reads, it says, "But ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink. But ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, and ye shall be ashamed, man. We're going to be rejoicing in that day. All right, because we seeing the prophecies and that day actually fulfilling, man. All right, and you're gonna be ashamed in that day, man. All right, you're gonna be confounded in your spirit because we came out here and warned you through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Okay, where you chose not to hearken, man. All right, you chose to do otherwise, man. You know, and it's gonna be judgment and consequences for that, man. You know.
I got something for you. This is 2nd Ezra 2 and verse 27, and it reads, "That's this word. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful."
Right? Others shall weep and be sorrowful, man. Why? Because they're not going to be able to eat in that day. They're not going to have the liberty to go to the grocery store and get a damn chopped cheese sandwich, man, and go to McDonald's and get fast food, man. All right? And that day they're going to see their family members being put to death. All right? Their family members being put in concentration camps. All right? But ultimately, they're not going to be able to eat in that day, man. All right? These people don't even practice fasting, man. All right? They can't go a day without eating, man. These people are fucking, how you say it? Gluttons, man. You know, they eat 4 or 5 times a day. So imagine when the time comes when you can't eat at all, man. When you don't have the liberty just to go outside and get some food. Or you don't have the liberty to go on your phone and order Uber Eats, man. You're going to be sorrowful in that day, man. All right? Because the Lord is not, he's angry. He has a controversy with Zion, man. Really the 2/3 of his people, man. Because y'all wicked, man. Okay? Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. Go ahead.
It says, "Others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou."
But thou. Who's the thou? Go ahead.
It says, "But thou shalt be merry and have abundance."
We're going to have abundance in that day, man. Lord willing, we the elect. All right? But the elect is going to have abundance in the time of calamity, man. You know, it's going to be brothers. You know, the Lord's going to put brothers in some storehouses, and you might come in and, like, have all the beans, the chicken, or he might send an angel and deliver you food, man. Just like Habakkuk did to Daniel, man. You know? The Lord always provided for his people, man. Look at what he provided us food in Egypt, man. You know? So, right, in the wilderness. Matter of fact, somebody get Matthew 6 when they talk about the fowls of the air.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you can get into that, man. You know? Because we're going to be good in that day, man. That's why we come out in the highways and byways, man. That's why we built the spiritual up, man. So we could be good in that day, man. And after that, too, you can get after that, you get Psalms 91, bro. Since we going today. You know what I mean? Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 65, verse 12. Therefore will I number you.
Now we brought it out earlier. The haze. Go ahead, bro.
Isaiah chapter 65, verse 12. Therefore will I number you to the sword.
Right, he's going to number you to the sword, man. All right, that destruction, that nuclear destruction, man. All right, go ahead.
And ye shall all bow down to the slaughter.
Y'all going to bow down to the slaughter, man. All right, when you read 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, it expounds on how it's going to be a lot of dead bodies, man, everywhere, man. All right? When you come outside, you're going to see nothing but dead bodies, man. All right, and the scriptures speak about in Jeremiah that no one's going to be lamenting that day. No burials, man. You know, no funerals. It's not going to be no one to mourn for you, man, for their people being put to death, man. Go ahead.
Because when I called, ye did not answer.
Where he called. Hey, he sent the prophets out, man. The scriptures say in John the 15th chapter that what? The people are not going to have a cloak for their sins. Why? Because you have been warned. All right? Either you passed the Hebrew Israelite camp or you probably looked on YouTube and, you know, seen a Hebrew Israelite camp, you know, prophesying. And even Kanye. He told you that what? We are the real chosen people of the Lord, man. The 12 tribes of Israel. So everyone knows Kanye, right? There's no excuse, man. You know? Salakia. His name is Jay, man. Salakia. Go ahead.
When I spake, you did not hear.
When he spoke, you did not hear, man. He's speaking through the prophets, man. Because we don't come out here speaking our own words, man. Matthew 10 and 20. We come out here speaking through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We speak, the oracles of the Most High. All right, go ahead.
But did evil before mine eyes.
Y'all did evil before his eyes, man. All right? You did evil, man. And we just went through a list of all what people do evil, man. You know, committing adultery, being homos, all right, being sodomites, wearing dresses, you know, smoking weed, okay, selling drugs, you know, celebrating these pagan holidays willfully and happy, you know. Go ahead.
And did choose that wherein I delighted not.
And you chose where he delighted not. Going to y'all do everything against the Most High, man. You know. Go ahead.
Verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh,
Right.
behold, my servant shall eat.
His servant's going to eat, man. You know, that's the faith we have, man. That we're going to eat in that day, man. And don't get it twisted. You know, it might be a day or two when you might not, you know, find food, but you got to have that faith that the Lord is going to deliver you food, man. Because when you in these scriptures, you got to visualize everything, man. Because Jake be like, oh, man, I ain't eating today, man. The Lord said we was going to eat. You got to have that faith, man. The Lord got you, man. You know? That's why we even practice fasting and praying. Because that's why we build ourselves up, man. You know?
Prepare your mind.
Right, you gotta prepare your mind, man. Because even I remember when I first came into the camp, you know, Karam, he broke it down beautifully. He said, you know, Jake gotta get it twisted, man. You know, some Jake is gonna be eating steak, but some people gonna be eating the lawful birds. You know, the lawful things. I'm not gonna go into it, but basically the lawful things that's not just meat. You know, and grains, man. You know, and certain insects you can eat. You know, right?
Hey, you might just have enough to get to the next day.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there's gonna be so much going on. You ain't really gonna be thinking on the food. Like,
Right,
you don't want to sit down and have a meal. You know you be at the end. Jake's is gonna be excited.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like brothers in the truth. You know what I mean? You know, you get some bread and some water. You good for the next day. Thank the Lord. He gave you some for your family around you. You got children or whatever. You know, and you keep it moving.
Right. That's right, brother.
That's why the scripture say, look at the generations of old.
Right.
That many calling the Lord and was forsaken.
That's right.
You read the stories of our forefathers, man. They was going through times of famine. A great example of that was either Elijah or Elisha. So what? Elijah. Yeah, in the 3 years of famine that he prophesied. In the midst of that, while Jake was going through the famine, he was taken care of, man. The Heavenly Father had it for 3 years. He was drinking out of a brook. For 3 years, the Heavenly Father had him drink water from the brook and had a raven, a bird feed him every morning, every night, man. That's right. A bird came and fed Elijah, man. So what do you think the miracles the Heavenly Father is going to do for us in these last days, man? You know, look at Samson. You know, after he had did a battle, he had got hungry, and he told the Lord, man, you gonna let me die? And the Lord made food come out of the bones, man. That's right. You know, so it's nothing impossible when you have Bashim Shah, man. You can't put limit on the Heavenly Father, man. That's right. That's why we gotta have faith. That's why we have faith, man, because we know there's nothing impossible to the Heavenly Father. That's right, brother. No matter the situation we get into, man, we're going to call on the Lord, and the Lord is going to answer. It might not be in the time that you want. Right. It might not be right away. It could take a couple of days, a couple of weeks. The Lord's going to answer, man. If you said it might go 2-3 days without food, what are you going to do? Forsake the Lord? No, man. Abide and endure, man. Right. You know?
Hey, you know, too, since you go into the accounts, look what happened to in the time of Egypt, man. Not Egypt, but basically when Jake was, before that, when Israel, it was about to be a famine in the land.
With Joseph.
Exactly, and the Lord had Joseph, you know, the brothers basically, you know, sent them to Egypt, and then the Lord had them set up to be second-hand with Pharaoh, you know, and then when Israel was about to be a famine and where they dwelt at, and they basically, the Lord sent Israel to the land of Egypt, man, so they could eat. You know, showing you the Lord, you know, is always going to have you, man, no matter what. You know, you can finish it off, and then you got Matthew.
Verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry.
Right, the servant is going to eat, but ye shall be hungry, man. You're going to be hungry in that day, man. You know, you're going to be starving, man. You're going to really feel, you know, the effects of a famine, man. You're going to really feel the effects of not eating for 2 weeks. You know, they say that you can't survive without food and water, for 2 weeks?
For 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks?
It says 3 days without water.
Right. I can really feel the effects of that, man. You know, to the point where you're going to be looking at your kids as food, man. You're going to be eating your dogs, your animals.
That's going to be the first things to go.
Right. Right. You know? That's funny how because the Moab, you know, they practice that, man. You know, through the spirit. They know. You know?
Jake, it's not gonna be nothing to Jake, because Jake eat all types of abominations now.
Right.
Gumball, eat possums, alligators, all types of wild shit.
Octopus.
Octopus. So it's gonna be nothing for a nigga to
Shrimp.
eat somebody else, man.
Shrimp Fredo.
Right, shrimp Fredo.
Right.
You know?
Go ahead, bro.
Disgusting.
I can say this though, but you are right though, because these people, again, I always say, these people got parasites, and these people, like the brother brought out, these people they eat 5 meals a day, they eat every 2 hours, fast food, Uber Eats, they got instant gratification spirit on them, so they not gonna be able to last like the brothers are out there on the highways and byways. They don't practice fasting, they don't practice eating, following the Levitical law, Mediterranean diet, etc.
Real quick. Well, this is on Google. It says the rules of 3 states. Humans can survive 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, 3 hours without shelter, and 3 minutes without oxygen. So, yeah, man. So it just show you that, you know, in a short period of time, things can go sour, man. Everything can go left, man. You know, if there's no food, in the same day there's no food, all hell's gonna break loose, man.
That's right, bro. That's right.
America, man, you know, they're not the average American, they're not planting and growing crops. Right. They don't even know how to do that. Everybody gets sent to the grocery store. Right. No, better fit. Yeah. Boy, that's right, bro.
Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty.
Yeah, you're gonna be thirsty, man. You know?
Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed.
Yeah, we're gonna be rejoicing that day, man. Giving the Lord glory and praise to your house, man. You know, we're gonna be praising the Lord, man. We're gonna be eating, you know, we're gonna be protected. You know, even with certain Jake that's gonna be delivered in the concentration camps, man. That's believers, man. You know, the Lord is gonna send an angel, all right, to make sure he's good, man. You know, we're going to be giving all praises because we know that the end is near. And in those times, we're going to know, oh, man, it's up. And, hey, Rocket Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. You know? That's what we're going to be rejoicing and we're going to be happy in that day, man. While you others going to be ashamed, man, because y'all put all y'all investments into America, man, into this world, I should say, man. All right? Y'all put all y'all treasures in the world, man. You know? And when you see it crumbling and coming to shambles, you can be ashamed, man. You're like, damn, I should have listened to. I knew. That's what the scripture say in Ezekiel, the 33rd chapter. That's when they're going to know a prophet was amongst them. I'm like, damn it, fuck, man. I should have listened, man. You know?
Trying to find the name of the Lord.
Right. They're gonna be here. Man, there's gonna be no internet service in that day. You ain't gonna be able to Google, you know, the name of the Lord, you know, or you know, call a person that you know that you knew was a prophet, you know. Go ahead.
Hey, we got. There's 2 things I wanted to say. This is a rehearsal now. What we're going through on a day-to-day basis, a rehearsal now. The daily tests, the daily adversity and afflictions is all a rehearsal for when the time comes. The hour of temptation, Jacob's trouble, you know, we're going to be prepared to take those tests. Right? The Lord got us through these situations and these dilemmas. You know, losing our jobs, being broke, woman leaving you, kids not in your life, kids in your life, parents, you know, not having a good relationship with them. All these different situations is preparing us for the time to come.
One more verse. We want to give all praise and glory to your house.